Today we're going to see a PowerPoint on the craft of developing questions. Developing questions is definitely a craft. It's a skill that needs to be developed. It's not an easy skill, for it takes time and practice to develop quality questions. The key is to know what you want students to learn. Narrow your focus and develop questions that lead students to discovery, to think, to wonder, to analyze. As Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, stated, begin with the end in mind. Look at the 3 bullet points under developing questions. Read those to yourself. Questioning is heavily used in the classroom, as we know, and therefore it's widely researched. Teachers typically spend anywhere from 35 to 50% of their instructional time asking questions. But are these questions effective in raising student achievement? How can teachers ask better questions of their students? How can current educational research inform practice? As we know, there are lower and higher cognitive questions. Lower cognitive questions are facts. They're closed, direct, recall type, and knowledge questions. In other words, they require recall. Higher cognitive questions are open-ended, interpretive, evaluative, inquiry type, inferential, and synthesis type. They involve the mental manipulation of information to produce or to support an answer. Regardless of the classification, traditional wisdom holds that the higher cognitive questions lead to higher quality answers and increased learning and achievement. However, know too that the lower cognitive questions have their place in instruction too. All levels of intellect needs to be engaged. Developing questions. An analysis of 1,000 teachers' questions done by Ted Ragg provided the following breakdown. Managerial questions, that is, who has finished all the questions? That was 57% of the time. Checking for knowledge and understanding type questions. For instance, how many legs has an insect? Was 35% of the time. And encouraging pupils to talk and think. Why is a bird not an insect? Was 8% of the time. What would be the breakdown in your classroom on an average day? Think on that. Developing questions. Questions should be scripted and placed in lesson plans. The teacher's manual is not the curriculum and usually does not provide the types of powerful questions that promote deep thinking. Know that the teacher's manual, a company wrote this. They do not know North Hills School District students. It's you, your professional knowledge, that is key to whether students know information, and how do you know it? What kind of questions are you going to ask them? Using the right questions at the right time is very, very important. The craft of questioning. Look at this quote by John Burrell. A good question reflects a genuine desire to find out, a deep feeling of wanting to know more than we already do. This desire is at the root of inquisitiveness. And John Burrell wrote this in his book on page 61 when you look that up. Thank you.